Hey guys, welcome to my channel once again. Um, if you are new here, my name is Chioma, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how I preserve my food. And before I start, Merry Christmas, everyone, because Christmas is just some few days away. So I'm going to be traveling with my children. We are going away for Christmas. Can you guess where we are going to? If you can guess it, just put it in the comment section there. And I have some food, leftover food, or should I say just some foods. As you can see, these are potatoes that I had, and definitely by the time I come back, I knew these potatoes are going to go bad, so I decided to do something to it. So that's what I'm doing here. You can see I've peeled the potatoes and washed it. I want to preserve these potatoes so that when we come back, we can still have something, and it's good so that we don't come back to an empty house and start looking for food, or maybe rushing out to buy things. So I decided to, put these potatoes, what, sorry. So with these potatoes, you can see what I'm doing. I've already washed and peeled it. I'm going to put it in the pot to boil. So I started boiling with cold water, and I'm going to allow it to come to a boil. And then these are some leftover tomatoes that I have. They are in the fridge and they're about to go bad. I normally leave tomatoes like this, which I use for my salad. So I'm going to preserve this. I've got the leftover peppers in the fridge. So I just want to make sure every leftovers in the fridge are not left there before I travel. These are celery sticks. Everything is just going into these tomatoes, and I'm going to blend everything together and then preserve it too. So that's what I'm doing. It's just to avoid food waste. So if you've got these, kind of things, you can just quickly do this thing rather than throwing them away, or maybe leaving them to rot and coming back to a smelly house. So I'm blending everything all together now. As you can see, I had some onions and some ginger and garlic. So I just quickly took those ones and put them in there to add some flavor to this. That's what I would say. Yeah, and that's it. I just blended everything together, and then I poured it into a bowl, and I'm going to put this in the freezer so it's preserved. When we come back, it's easy to take this and then think of what to do with it, right? So that's it here. I'm done with the tomatoes and all the leftover in the fridge, things that I know that are perishable. That's it. So you can see my potatoes are boiling now, just boiling. I just allowed it to start boiling, and then I added some curry powder I just wanted to change the color, just to give it some flavor and color. I think I added some salt too. So you can see I'm poking it. You can see it is not soft. So I didn't want it to be soft, just a little parboiling, but I allowed it to just gently come to that boil, and I'm going to drain this. Okay, and yeah, that's it. So once it's drained, this is my potatoes here. I'm just putting it into the sieve, and then I am going to put it on a tray. So I oiled my tray first, as you can see, put it on the tray, and just layer layer the potatoes on this tray which I've oiled. I've put the oil here so that it's not going to stick. And what I'm going to do once I'm done with this is to put it in the freezer. So what I'm doing now is to flash freeze it. Instead of putting all of them together, maybe into a bag and into the freezer, you do it like this first. What it does is, once it freezes a bit, they are all whole and individual. So what I did, because we didn't have dinner, we are traveling the next day, so I decided to quickly make potato dinner for the kids. So from these ones, I just took a little bit of this into a baking dish. I sprayed a bit of oil on it and put it in the oven. I had some leftover stew, which I added this tuna chunk in. Yeah, just added some sardine and some remaining sweet corn, and that's it here. And with that potatoes, the kids were able to have their dinner before we traveled the next morning. So here is their dinner. I just sprinkled some cheese on top and then put their stew in it. And yeah, dinner is ready, just easy peasy. And then I'm going to wash off. So that's a lovely dinner here. And this is just a lovely meal idea that you can make for the kids. If you don't sprinkle cheese on their potatoes, you can do that. So that's our potato here. It's out of the fridge and is frozen individually. So now it's going into the bags and into the freezer again. So with the way this is done, these potatoes will remain whole. They are not going to clump up. So when we come back, the only thing I'll do is if I want to make potatoes, I'll just take this out and put it in the oven as frozen as it is, and you have your potatoes. So this is how I preserved my potatoes before we left the next morning. So this is us. It's so freezing in UK when we left, and this is morning, but still it was dark, so I couldn't do much of a video. And that's us here going boarding. No, yeah, going through security. So we went through security first, and then after that, after everything, we just stayed back and waited for our flight. Our flight was delayed for about 1 hour, and yeah, that's it. That's us at the airport. And like I asked before, do you know where we are traveling to for Christmas? If you know, put it in the comment section. You never know. And if you are traveling for Christmas, or if you've traveled, I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and enjoy the season, and have fun. And what else do I say? May God keep us all as we enter the new year in no distant time. Please, if you haven't liked my video, please do so. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, see you in my next video. Bye.